All right, everyone, you will not believe it. Bronson Reed joined Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, and Braun Breaker at Saturday Night Main Event. This was shocking to me. I absolutely could not believe it when I saw it. The crowd absolutely loved it, and for good reason. Um, Look, we talked about Bronson Reed. Obviously, he was the last time we really saw him was when he was part of the bloodline for the short period of time. We didn't know if that was going to be something that continued or if it was just for a short moment, but that was the last time we saw him. One of the things I pointed out was when he got injured, he was just the fans were behind him. I mean, even some of the baby faces that he was kind of doing those tsunami dives on, they were people were loving it, right? People were absolutely loving it. There, he was starting to really get a lot of traction with the WWE universe, and then he got hurt. And so that to me was terrible. And I said if you go back to that time, I said, look, I hope when he comes back, I hope WWE is able to kind of keep that momentum. I hope they put him in a situation where he can succeed. And boy, have they. And boy, have they. This is phenomenal. Okay. So we got him coming in, him screwing over CM Punk, starting that feud, right? That's going to be something that starts, and then he ends up winning or making sure that they end up winning the match. Not only does this make this faction an even bigger deal, but this puts Bronson Reed into the top tier in terms of rivalries right off the jump. He's going to be having a rivalry with CM Punk. This is the best case scenario, I think, for him, right? I don't know how he could have come back to a better rivalry. Maybe if he was going up against, I mean, I don't know who it could have been. Cody Rhodes, right? That's the only other one. This is a perfect match for him to have. I'm so happy that we got it right off the bat, a shock like this, because the Saturday Night Main Event, this has been one of those cards where there's a lot of unknown with it. There's not that match that I look at and I go, "Oh, this without a doubt is going to be just phenomenal. I cannot wait to see this match." A lot of the stuff like Cena and R-Truth and, that could be very good or that could be very forgettable. This tag team match could have been really good or it could have been really forgettable, and it was really good. And then they added on top of it like, "Oh, we're going to have this big twist to get right off on the show. Bronson Reed is back. He attacks. I just don't know what else to say about it. I am so happy. So we're gonna finish watching Saturday Night Main Event because obviously it's still going, and we, we just I got it on mute right now. It's kind of in the corner of my eye as they're coming out of commercial. What a match! What an absolute awesome match! What an absolute awesome moment! And it's just like I said, it's one of those things that this is what I was hoping for, because Bronson Reed, he was having, the fans were, even though he was a bad guy, the fans were behind him. The rivalries made sense. He did a hell of a job in the War Games match, and then he gets hurt, and all of that comes to a halt. I mean, remember him and Braun Strowman, right? They had those matches. They had a bunch of really good matches, and I also think this is good because I heard all this stuff about, okay, well, Heyman in this faction, they're not going to add anyone else, right? They're potentially just going to be Seth and Braun, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? That would have been fine. Seth, Heyman, and Braun Breaker, but they still didn't have like a crazy numbers advantage, right? You have two really good fighters, but it's not a crazy numbers advantage. By going out and by getting Bronson Reed, now they're a real deal faction. I think they're really a faction that people are going to look at and go, they're actually pretty tough to beat. So we got to get back to watching this because Zelina Vega is now walking out. We want to make sure we see this, but I had to do a video on this right now. So thank you all for watching.